Hi, you're watching another episode of Dirty Laundry, and I'm interviewing Lou Barlow of Dinosaur Jr., Sebadoh, Folk Implosion, There's so many. No, but there's like the weird name variations of the Folk Implosion. What was the weird?
Oh, I did some. I was thinking of a different spelling.
Yeah.
But that didn't last.
Hit me like a kick to a thickening gut. The beat has gone beating me up. No one's gonna lift me out of.
The thing about your history and your story is that you've really made a life out of music, and that's it's so rare and so special, and you've kind of changed it up enough that you've kind of had your hand in many pots, if you will. Was there ever a point when you got a bit bored and thought, I think I'll become an ice sculptor or a chef or something totally different? Never.
No, I thought that maybe I couldn't be a musician anymore, or that the circumstances had become so dire that I would have to be forced into a career change, you know. But no, I mean, music and art, you know. If you're into it, and it means anything to you, you can make your whole life, sure. But you can spend your whole life trying to write the perfect song, or you know, and you can always be better, you know. So that's, for me, I just don't think because I don't think I'm that good in myself. So I think there's just like this limitless possibilities, really, because I really just don't think I just haven't done it yet, you know. I haven't done the thing that I'm really happy with, and the things that I'm happy with always change, you know. Everything is just, yeah, you know, hopefully I will always do this.
Downstroking, never mind. Give this stroke down half your time. Give this loser half control.
The reunion of Dinosaur Jr., I know that you talked a lot about the tension or the power struggle between you and Jay. That's putting it politically safe, right? Power struggle? Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's not more than that, really. I mean, it's pretty low level. Whatever goes on between us is pretty mellow, you know?
Yeah. Do you find that whenever you came back together that you'd kind of learned your lessons from the first time around in how you interact with one another? And things were different, or was it?
Things were just different. I don't know. I mean, for a variety of reasons. Like, he's married and has this awesome wife, you know, and he's pretty much, we're exactly the same age. We've lived these parallel lives where we've had our little worlds that we've been more or less in control of, and had our egos like stroked in our you know, our individual ways.
Right.
And then we sort of come. So it's hard to. So the desperation that we had as kids, you know, like trying to control our worlds, and that's not really there, you know. So you take away that desperation, and you just get some adults in a room together who are trying to work on the same problem. And generally, if you're smart and like, you know, and you actually take the time to listen to people and make sure that the music is the most important thing, you can work things out, you know. The music is the most important thing. And that's always been my thing with all my bands and everything that I do, is like, you know, the music is the most important thing. And if you're not down with that, then it's not going to last, you know. And because if your personal concerns and like, oh, you know, become more important than making the music with these people or whatever, then, you know, move on and find out some other situation where that might work for you, you know.
Right.
If like, you know, all the clash of egos and all that is too much and it gets in the way, then don't do it, you know.
On the new Dinosaur Jr. stuff, it's still kind of mostly Jay's songs, and was that kind of understood that would still be kind of the way?
Yeah. I mean, it's his thing.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of funny because Jay doesn't really, he sort of has the manager speak for him, like even between. So the manager will be like, "We want you to write some more songs for the record." I'm like, "Okay." And then I get into the situation, and then it's like, I don't think they really want me to,
Yeah.
because this is not what I'm getting from Jay, you know.
Right.
But I think he does, in theory, want me to. You know, it's like it's just this all this. It's just a funny thing. You know, well, Jay's the Godfather. He's this. You know, Jay's the guy who just goes. Jay's got. He's very Italian. Like he's. His father was sort of this classically Italian, older gentleman, and Jay has certain personality traits that are like that. You know, like he doesn't talk. He talks kind of quietly.
Right.
Whisper in somebody's ear, and then someone will go do his bidding. You know.
The Pixies were very open about their reunion kind of being for the money.
Right.
But I get the feeling that for you maybe it wasn't to have a reunion.
No, I mean, it all happened. It happened at the perfect time for me because my wife had just had a baby, and as I realized what that meant to my life, as I was saying, I was like, wow, this blows everything apart.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, it's going to be really hard for me to like write a new record in the next couple of years. You know?
Yeah.
And it just seemed like just all of a sudden having Dinosaur to go to just tour with, and then at that time, like the money, because it was a reunion, was so good that I was like, let's bring my wife and baby on tour. Let's just do this, you know. Like so, I took Kathleen and Hannah Laura on tour, and just did basically like 2 years of just playing in Dinosaur. That's all I did.
Yeah.
You know, and I was able to make money that we could live on, and I also could devote as much time as possible to just this learning how to be a father, and for my wife and I to negotiate this huge change in our relationship and everything else. So in a certain way, I mean, yeah, it was kind of for the money because that was a way of me shifting into something else and doing it. But in another way, for me to come back to Jay and that situation was a way to make something that was really unresolved for me. I mean, I became really bored with how much I hated him, and, and I was like, this is really, you know, and then when people ask me about, like, well, he's a fucker, and like just that all became so, like, I was like, what, really? Am I like going to be this person that just carries around this weird grudge against somebody that you know, disappointed me when I was 20 years old? Like, really? Like, am I really going to do that?
Am I that guy?
Am I that guy?
Can I?
So I just thought, I was just like, you know what? I love Dinosaur's music. I love the records we did together. I mean, they're, you know, if not the best things I've been involved in, certainly, you know, I mean, it's just a great part of who I am, and, you know, and what I'll leave behind, you know. So I was like, God, you know, why not?
Yeah.
And he's ready for it. Like, I'll do it. You know. Like, why not?